Sir Richard Branson, best known as the founder of the Virgin Group and the guy who's trying to make commercial space travel a reality. He's out with his second autobiography. Its attention-grabbing title, Finding My Virginity. Sir Richard, always nice to see you. Welcome back. I want to get to the book in a second, but we saw images of you not long ago as these storms, these hurricanes roared through the Caribbean and the Virgin Islands. You have a home there on Necker Island. What's the status?
A lot of the Caribbean has been completely devastated, including Necker Island. We all have to try to help the Caribbean stand back on its feet. And I've just come from Washington, met the World Bank and the IMF, and I think what we're trying to do is get the resources to try to get people get people up and running again.
Can I ask you why you rode the storm out on that island? You say this storm reached Category 7. Why were you there? You were in your wine cellar. Why didn't you get off the island?
We had our staff there, and I felt it was important to be there with them. We have a lot of wildlife, animals, flamingos, lemurs. They need to be looked after as well. But we were unlike a lot of other people in the Caribbean. You know, we had a concrete bunker. They were in wooden houses.
On to the book. This is the second time you've done that. I think the first autobiography covered the years up until 1998 or around there. This one takes us from that point on. You're a note taker. In your daily life, you sit down and you write notes at meetings, after meetings. Did those notes come into and become very handy when writing this?
Absolutely essential. I actually can't understand how people can run companies or run departments and not. You know, when you listen to somebody and they make a suggestion, if you don't write it down, it's going to disappear.
You write about risk-taking, and I think what's astonishing, and you actually list these, you say there are about 75 times in your life where you had experiences and got into situations that could have cost you your life. I mean, really dicey things like hot air balloon accidents and sailboats crashing onto coral reefs and a biking accident. Why do you take these risks? Why do you keep taking them?
I'm a great believer in saying yes, and I find that life is that much richer. If somebody says you could be the first to cross the Atlantic in a hot air balloon, I'm damned if I want to watch somebody else do it. If somebody says, let's go around the world in a balloon, or let's go around the world in a boat, I want to be there doing it.
Yeah, but you're also a father and a husband and a grandfather. Do you ever feel guilty?
Yes.
You do?
But my kids are now doing it to me. So, my son just climbed the Matterhorn. We now do big adventures together. So, and they've got kids, and I think that, as a family, we feel that live life to its full and do extraordinary things. It makes for a good read in a book as well.
It really does. Didn't your wife one time say to you, "You can keep taking the risk as long as that island is in my name"?
She's no fool.
I like her. I really do. You also, at the end of this book, include some letters. One you wrote to your wife, I think, right before one of those balloon trips. Some others to your children. Are you getting to, and we've talked a lot over the years, and you never have liked the word legacy, but are you getting to the stage of your life, Sir Richard, where you're thinking more about it personally and professionally?
Well, fortunately, my parents both in the 90s, and so I'm hoping that there's going to be a third book one day. I'm an optimist as well. I'm a great believer in optimism. But look, I think all of us need to lead our lives so that we can be, when we're on our deathbed, that we can be proud of the lives we lead. And I'm determined that, when that happens, I can feel I can bow out gracefully.
I want to end on this story we've been kind of teasing throughout the morning. You posted this on a blog this morning. This is a fascinating story. I consider you to be an incredibly savvy guy, and you nearly got conned out of millions of dollars recently. Just give me the basics of this.
Yeah, I got a call from the Minister of Defence in England, who I know, and he sounded like the Minister of Defence. And he said that a British diplomat had been kidnapped, and they were not illegally allowed, the government weren't allowed to put up the money. So they'd gone to a number of businessmen to see whether we would put up the money.
And they would pay you back. The British government would find a way to pay you back.
And they said they needed $5 million from me. Now, fortunately, I managed to work out that it was a con. But then subsequently, when I was in the British Virgin Islands, I think the same man phoned somebody pretending to be me, very slightly posh English accent or whatever, and said that I was stuck on the island, that I was needing some money to help the local people, and could he put up $2 million? And He's a delightful American businessman. He does not want to be, his name doesn't want to be known, but he put up the $2 million, and that's the last he's seen of it. And I think what this says is that we can afford, businessmen can afford maybe to lose $2 million, but there are millions of people being conned every day now. I mean, it's frightening. I mean, I've come across, a cleaning lady on Necker Island who got conned out of a few £100s from a scam. Somebody who works in a bar on just near Necker Island who got conned out of $1,000. And I think the police need to turn their attention to this much more, than the war on drugs. I mean, they need to really focus on this and try to get on top of it.
Well, again, buyer beware, and it's a good cautionary tale coming from someone like you. Sir Richard, it's always nice to see you. It's a pleasure. And the book, again, is called Finding My Virginity.
Hello, Today fans. Thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking that button down there and click on any of the videos over here to watch the latest interviews, show highlights, and digital exclusives.